England in the World Cup.
This meeting will now come to order. This is the Vergne Board of Zoning Appeals special meeting, June 24th, scheduled to take place at 5 o'clock. Under the rules of a special meeting, all we can discuss and consider tonight are those items that are already on the agenda, there being two. The first thing we'll notice that we do have a quorum here, so we will continue with this meeting. There are no minutes to review at this point. The new business number one is a setback variance requested by the USW local, and the property is located at 209 Hazelwood Lane. Kristen, would you give us your report for that?
Certainly. We are here tonight to consider two different variance requests from the local 1055, the United Steelworkers. They are located at 209 Hazelwood Lane, as you see here. That property is zoned R1, low density residential, and they've put forth a plan to construct two accessory structures, both wooden pavilions, for the purpose of having covered shelter for their various events that they have with different groups in the community. And the Article 5.052.1 of the Municipal Zoning Ordinance states that accessory structures must be located in the rear yard. That is why they're here for the first variance request. They would like to have the pavilions constructed in the front yard of the front and side yard of their lot, because the rear portion is extremely wooded and rocky. Now, this isn't coming through terribly clear, but there's the Union Hall here. Anything back here is all rear yard. They simply want a variance to be located somewhere in the front. You can see where I've got P2 and P1. Those are the rough locations, pretty accurate actually, locations of where the pavilions will be located. The only other guiding principle pertaining to accessory structures is that they have to be located within, or they can't be any closer than 10 feet to any property line. Now, as you see here, those are the two pavilions they've got proposed. The small one is 14 by 20, and you can see the notation of 26 right here. That is 26 feet from the property line where the property meets Hazelwood Lane. The other one, the 36 by 50, is going to be behind it about 90 feet, and it's going to be 115 feet off the road. And then the side property lines, you can see where it's 195 and 165. That's my report for the first variance request.
Okay, we'll deal with that question now. Is there a representative here that would like to come forward, please?
Yes, sir.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. State your name and address for the record, please.
James Wall, 200 Sycamore, Smyrna, Tennessee.
Thank you. You have anything to add to the report we just heard from the city planner?
No, sir, the measurements on there, like I said, Christian come out, we showed it to her. Actually, you know, we had to go up in the woods and pull the tape. She said, I want it down to the foot, so we pulled the tape, got up in there, and one of the things I do want to point out is these verandas that we're wanting to put up over there is used, like I said, for not just for our members, but also for the community. We have the Boy Scouts that use our facility. We showed Kristen we've only got 2 picnic tables. And if they do anything outside, most of them are standing up because we don't have enough room. We had a function one time, one of the employees at Bridgestone, which is one of our members, was killed in an accident over there. And we had a barbecue benefit for him. And at that time, which even the mayor come to, with the point we had nowhere for them to sit. There were so many people there. We basically just had to serve them and they had to leave. So like I said, we're just asking to be able to put these open air verandas on that piece of property, so we'll have some kind of area for us to go to. Even like Labor Day, when we have Labor Day picnics, instead of having to go to Centennial Park, we'd like to have it here at our facility.
Okay, thank you. Any board members have any questions?
This is in your parking lot, isn't it?
It's not necessarily in our parking lot, it's beyond the parking lot. We got a permit last year to clean less than an acre off over there.
That's the location right there of the small one will be right here. You can see where it's beyond the gravel. Excuse me.
I studied the request, and I looked at the paperwork from the last meeting also, and the paperwork submitted with this one kind of clarifies it. And To me, it appears that both pavilions are well inside the property, well beyond the 10-foot requirement. Any board members have any questions at all?
I'd just like to say I appreciate the clear up and the more defined layout of what you plan to do. Last month I felt that you didn't lay it out very well, but now with the markings being more defined and the staff checking the dimensions, it's a better presentation.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion that we either approve or deny the petition.
Make a motion to accept the variance as submitted.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Unanimous. It passes. If you don't mind just remaining there for a minute, we'll go to item
Right.
number 2. And item number 2 is a structure variance requested by the same group, the USW Local 1055. And this has to do with the size of the pavilions and all. Would you give us your report on that, Kristen, please?
Certainly. Mr. Chairman, accessory structures in all districts are limited to a maximum of 1,500 square feet. They have proposed, as I mentioned, 36 by 50, which is 1,800, and then the 14 by 20, which is 280. So total together would be 2,080 square feet. So that's 580 over the maximum. So they've asked for a variance from the maximum to allow them to have adequate space for their events.
Okay. Do you have any comments to make in addition to what we just heard?
No, sir.
Okay. Are there any comments by members of the board?
Just a comment for the staff really. On the drawing, they've indicated a 2 foot in the ground for the posts. Is that within our guidelines?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
The hole in the ground that you put the posts into listed 2 feet. Is that
Okay.
within our guidelines?
I'm sure that it is the building official is here, so it's his call, so.
And he's behind you, he's nodding.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Coates, it would be well within it's 24 inches and 4 6 posted, one with concrete surrounding. It's not going anywhere. It'd be well enough fast and secured to the ground.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve or deny the petition.
Mr. Chairman, just one other question. The metal roof, what colour is the metal roof going to be? Is it consistent with the rest of the structures?
Yes, sir. We have a gray metal roof that is on our facility now. That was placed on there this year. And the same thing, we're going to put a gray metal roof on the facilities.
Okay, I entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the variance as submitted.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all. Appreciate
And
it.
I just want to voice my appreciation for clarifying the documentation and be willing to come back and present the clarification.
Yes, sir.
It
No
helps
problem.
the case
Appreciate y'all giving those variances for us.
Thank you
sir.
so much. Those are the only 2 items that we had to consider at this special meeting. Therefore, I declare this meeting adjourned.